And during the few months we have left, we want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand. Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality. All right, hey guys, this is AJ Unlimited here to bring you another video. This one's gonna be a little bit of a lighter topic. Uh, my last few videos have been kind of controversial and making people angry, and just want to ease the tension a little bit, put some water on that fire, if you will. Today, we are talking about a television show that is near and dear to my heart, just ended like a year ago. That's The Walking Dead, original television series with Andrew Lincoln and co. This is going to be my official ranking seasons, all seasons from worst to best. This is just my opinion. I didn't do any research. I didn't I don't know. This isn't like some sort of professionally done video in any way whatsoever. This is very amateur, and I just jotted them down right here about 5 minutes before I started recording. Without further ado, I'm just gonna jump right into this. So number 11, which is the worst. I put number 7. Season 7 of The Walking Dead is the worst. I don't really know how to put it into words, but I'll do it anyway because I'm good at that. It's the season basically where like Negan is like in control. He has been introduced to the show. We just picked up after the cliffhanger of season 6, the finale, when we don't know who he killed, Negan, who he killed in the lineup. We don't know, and it picks up right where that left off, and we see he killed obviously Glenn and Abraham. Spoilers. The entire first half of season 7 was just so depressing and just dark. Like, just, oh man, it was terrible. And like Daryl was like locked up at the sanctuary where Negan lived for the first half of season 7, and then Rick is just like in a like downward spiral with everything and doesn't know what to do. And then Negan keeps showing up at Alexandria and killing more people. And eventually Carl shows up at the sanctuary, which I don't think that was like that was so outside of Carl's character. I know it was following the comic book storyline, but Carl in the comic books was a badass. And Chandler Riggs did not portray that very well. And Chandler Riggs, in my opinion, was not the best actor. Daryl's there, and it's just awkward. And, it's just like, and I don't know, like Negan and his wives, and it was just weird. It didn't fit, didn't feel right. I mean, I guess I respect them. I tip my hat to the show for like sticking to the comics and making things more interesting and edgy, but just like the way Negan was and the way he like acted towards Carl and the way like their relationship and then Daryl, and it just like it was just didn't work. And then like the second half is just like, oh, we got to fight back. Like we can't take this anymore, and they kind of do it, but they kind of don't. I don't know. And like the whole season like 7 finale was just kind of like stupid. I don't know. I mean, there was obviously good parts, but I mean, for the most part, it was just like we're ready for this to be over, right? We're ready for Negan to be taken down and for Rick to be back on top. Number 10, I listed season 4, and we all know why season 4 is just terrible. I mean, okay, so the first half of season 4 was like decent. There was some pretty cool scenes. I mean, there was that flu Too Far Gone episode. The mid-season finale was really cool with the governor coming back and he attacks the prison for the third and final time, and then they kill off Herschel. But they also kill off the governor, and then they all have to leave the prison, and and then they're all split up, and then like the entire second half of that season is just them basically all again spread out, and they're trying to find their way to this place called Terminus, which like there's signs all over the place, and the entire group basically reunites there in a train car, and they're trapped and whatever. God knows what's going to happen to them next. Number 9, coincidentally, I went with season 9. And honestly, the reason why I'd say the elephant in the room is Rick leaving the show, Andrew Lincoln leaving the show 5 episodes into season 9. And although I believe, in my opinion, they did a good job setting him off and sort of continuing without him. I think they did a good job with that overall. Granted, I thought it was cool to see like Daryl kind of step up to the plate, and now he has more responsibility and he has more lines. and you get to see a lot of cool stuff from him. And Daryl's like my favorite character ever. So I digged it, dug it, whatever. I liked it a lot to see more Daryl, and then like you see Judith growing up, and then you see like I don't know, Carol's hair grows out, and her and Ezekiel are sucking face every 5 seconds. Then the Whisper storyline picks up, and that was I don't know. I thought it was cool ish, but the season finale of that season was just garbage. It was like just totally pointless. Like there's that snowstorm, and they're just trying to literally transport people from the kingdom to some other place because kingdom is broken. And whatever. That was like the most pointless finale ever. And then you have like the spikes and the heads on the spikes it was really fucked up, but I actually think they did a good job with that part too. Number 8, I went with season 11, the final season, and that's because it was a good season. It was very long, 3-part season, 24 episodes, which is fine. I don't no problem with that, but it was just a lot, and I would have ranked it higher on the list. The only reason why I didn't is because it didn't feel like Walking Dead at all to me, which is actually kind of the point. Ironically, like Robert Kirkman did say, like by the end of the show, I want it to feel like a completely different show. I want it to feel like a zombie apocalypse movie that never ends, and I'll give him that. He accomplished that. But personally, just like not thinking about that for me, it was just like kind of all over the place. You have the Commonwealth stuff, politics, and you have Hornsby and Pamela Milton, and they're just a bunch of assholes. You have Sebastian, and he's blah 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 blah. It's just all over the place. It's a lot. It's a big pill to swallow, and I just didn't like the whole Commonwealth thing at all. It just felt not Walking Dead to me, and I don't know, and like the ending was kind of forced, kind of rushed. It was good though. The very final episode, the series finale, is really good in my opinion. Really well done. I think I gave it a 10 out of 10 in my review. But overall, the entire season was just like, oh. And you have like the Reapers too, in like the beginning, and that was just like, what is this? And it was just a lot. I guess is my point. They packed a lot into it, and sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. I don't really know. I thought it was not so great, but overall, not terrible either. Number 7, I went with season 1. I picked season 1 for number 7 just because it was kind of like a season that was just to the point. You're just watching a bunch of random strangers in Atlanta, like just stick together and fight the dead and survive this zombie apocalypse. And it was just like nothing overly complicated. Just I was hooked. Honestly, after season 1, I was totally hooked on the show. I thought it was perfect, very well written. You have the awkward love triangle between Rick, Shane, and Laurie, and then you have like the CDC at the end. It was all very well done. It wasn't the best season, it was only 6 episodes. It was just like there wasn't a whole lot to work with, and the plot was just like, bleh. There you go. Here we go. Walking Dead. Take it or leave it. It was exactly how you'd expect like a first season of a show like this. That's all. Number 6, I went with season 10, and that is because I thought season 10 was all around really good. It was the first full season without Rick, and it was like the whole season, it was just all Whisperer stuff pretty much the entire time. And again, I liked the Whispers for the most part. It was edgy, it was fun, it was exciting. Like I liked the whole like the cave storyline when they got stuck in the cave and they had to get out of that, and then um I guess like the final showdown, the Whisperer showdown, which a lot of that kind of actually didn't make much sense to me. But like, and I wish the final showdown between Daryl and Beta and then like Negan was more like longer, more exciting, more of like an actual fight and not just like, gotcha, 2 knives, bitch. Number 5, we're in the top 5 now. I put season 8. Now season 8 was actually it was a good season. Yeah, it was great. You had the all out war storyline, and like the very first episode, they hit the ground running, and you have like everybody roll up to the sanctuary, and you're like, pew pew pew, Negan, we're gonna kill you, but not right away because plot armor, and that was kind of stupid. Like when he first time he stepped out of the door, just shoot him. But I get it. Like, oh, you guys all have a chance to get out of this and live, and but in reality, everyone's gonna leave anyway because whatever, we need plot, we need story. But then of course the massive elephant in the room, season the right in the middle of the season, Carl's killed off, which is like, Why would you guys do that? Like the biggest, like the worst possible thing you can do to the show right now is kill off Carl, like literally. Because like now, how does this affect Rick? How does this affect Michonne? How does this affect everybody else? How does this affect? It's like, oh brother, like that was just such a huge mistake, and a lot of people were pissed off. Stopped watching after that. But overall, the rest of the season was good, in my opinion. And they should have killed Negan, but they didn't because plot. And when it's like comic books, which I get it, but it's like, come on. But we also did kind of love Negan. We kind of hated to love him or loved to hate him, I guess. So, it would have been sad to see him go in a sense, but whatever. I don't know. He's a bad guy, so kill him. You have the death of Shiva, which was sad, and it was literally because they couldn't afford to keep CGIing a tiger in The Walking Dead. So that's pretty much why they killed her off, which is stupid, but whatever. But yeah, no, it was all right. Cool. I don't know. Whatever. Great. So season 8. Next number 4, I put season 2. Season 2 was really really good. Very very thoroughly good. Like you have the whole season. It was like Rick and Shane pretty much butting heads, and you have like the whole Sophia thing at the beginning, which honestly I didn't think that was earned. I didn't think we liked or cared about Sophia enough at the time for her to get lost and spend a whole half season looking for her, only to find out that she was in the barn this whole time as a zombie or walker. And Rick puts her down, and now Carol's all broken. And I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, so she was in the barn this whole time. What's next? And then whatever, it was all right though. The writing was good. I liked John Berthal as Shane. He was a really good actor. He pulled it off. And I like the dynamic between Shane and Dale, and then you have the death of Dale and Shane at like the very end, which was really well done. I thought actually Dale's death was kind of stupid, but Shane's death was really well done. Very suspenseful, very good episode, very good ending to that season. It was fantastic season finale, perfect, very well done. So number 3, I went with season 5. I liked the beginning of season 5. Them escaping Terminus and then finding Gabriel in the church and then slaughtering the, Gareth's group when they find them in the church. And that was cool. I didn't like the whole Beth storyline with the stupid Dawn in the hospital and those jerkwads that, just like whatever. Like, that was stupid, very slow and drawn out. And then Beth dies in the mid-season finale, which is like, okay, really, like that's how she's gonna go out. Okay, cool. Like, and then like now Daryl's all just huffing and puffing, kills Dawn. Cool, great. That was like the only part of the season I didn't like. But then after that, they're on the road again. They eventually find Alexandria, and I liked that whole storyline because you have Rick and Co. show up at Alexandria, and they all have like pretty much military experience at this point. I mean, more or less, you know how that is, whatever. And they're just so like ready to just literally murder anyone that crosses their path. Like, look at me the wrong way and I'm gonna gut you. Alexandrians are dropping like flies because they don't know what they're doing. And it was great. And then yeah, just the whole thing, like, I mean, they literally go from living on the street, just surviving, literally eating dog, to being in Alexandria and thriving and basically being like the best that they can be. And yeah, I don't know. I really like season 5. It was a hoot. Number 2, I picked season 3, and I picked season 3 because season 3 was it was like one of those seasons where like everybody was watching the show. Like everybody and their mother was watching the show during season 3. Obviously, this is after season 2, after Rick kills Shane, and then there's like a big time gap, and then I don't know. It's like now, like, Andrea went missing. We find out later she's in Woodbury with the governor. And I don't know, you have like Lori dies pretty early on, which is like depressing, but whatever. Now Carl can finally grow up. Shane's out of the picture. He's not bitching all the time. Andrea's not really around. Lori's gone. T Dog dies. And it's just kind of like the group gets like a lot smaller, but I think in a good way because now, like, I don't know, you have a few scenes with like Daryl and Carl, which I thought was really cool to see them sort of like bond, and like Daryl's becoming like an uncle to Carl or like a big brother type. It just becomes more like closer knit, like family type. And Daryl definitely becomes more of a fan favorite. The governor comes into the picture, and they're like their first real actual human villain. Number one, I went with season 6. That's right. I believe that season 6 was the very best season of The Walking Dead. Not by a whole lot, honestly. I was going back and forth between season 6 and 3 for a long time, but I had to go with season 6 eventually, because the strongest version of the group is existing in the show right now. Like, you have Abraham, you have Morgan, Michonne, Carol, Daryl, Glenn, Carl, Maggie, Rick. And it's just like everybody on the show is just, you love them to death, and it's like the strongest the group has ever been, strongest they'll ever be, and they're just dominating. You have like the whole No Way Out storyline, which is just so good. Like they're all fighting against the dead to save Alexandria after they get into the walls. And I don't know, you have like Glenn cheats death like 14 times in that season. And like, I don't know, and like Abraham being Abraham, and like they discover the hilltop, and then whatever, like, yeah. And Maggie is obviously stepping up to the plate more, and just all crazy stuff is going on, but it's not like, it doesn't feel forced, it doesn't feel rushed, it doesn't feel like it's too much. It's just like just right. Obviously, the only part I really didn't like about season 6 was the finale with Negan and the cliffhanger, but overall, it was a good episode and very suspenseful, very terrifying. I loved it. So, number 1, season 6. Number 2, season 3. Number 3, season 5. Number 4, season 2. Number 5, season 8. Number 6, season 10. Number 7, season 1. Number 8, season 11. Number 9, season 9. Number 10, season 4. And 11, season 7. So there you go. Yeah, I might have left some stuff out. I don't really know. I don't really care. I just want to get this done. So thank you guys, yeah, for watching, and feel free to comment down below what you guys think. And yeah, thank you guys once again very much for watching this. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, you know what to do. Please like, subscribe, comment, email me. It's all there in the description and in the channel. If you want to contact me in any way, please feel free. And that's it. So thank you guys again for watching. And as always, God bless. Yeah, what's going on with the sound here? Hello, check. Do you guys hear that too? I only hear my voice in this right now. Hold on. Chest, testing, check. Work, damn you. Hello? Hello? What the Hold on. Can you hear me? I can't. It wasn't plugged in all the way. Anywho,